Hello everyone, it's Lindsay, and today I have another entry using the I Am Devotional Kit from Illustrated Faith and Dayspring. I'm working in day 3. Now this page is going to be very similar to my last page that I did for you guys, but I have a little trick for the stamping and painting. So I did go ahead and pick up some new colors. Some of these are new, some of them I used in the other video. I will have them linked down in the description bar down below. I just thought some of these colors matched a little better. So what I did is I stamped some of these stamps out on pieces of cardstock and then cut them out. And now I can place them behind the Bible page and be able to paint the shapes in and then stamp over the top of them. You'll better understand here as we go along. But this just allows me to kind of move them around and place them where I want behind the page and get an idea of how the layout's going to be, and then I can paint over the top of those. Now I'm going to go ahead and replace some of the leaves on this floral bunch here with that free leaf, and I'll show you how I do that here in a second, but I'm just making sure it's right where I want it, and then I can go ahead and take some of the acrylic paint. It doesn't take very much paint, so I'll just be working out of the lids of the containers today. And I will be just painting right over the top of that using those lines as a guide. Now I still want it to be a little messy, so it doesn't have to be perfectly in the lines. I'm not overly concerned about it, but this makes it so it goes by a lot quicker than in my last video where I was trying to hold the stamp set next to it and kind of guess the shapes and where they needed to go, and this just makes it a whole lot easier. So I'll just be adding all the different colors. I'm going to go ahead and speed it up here in a minute just because it's very similar to how I did it in the last video. And I am working in Isaiah chapter 43 verse 1, and this is day 3 of the kit. And this verse says, "But now thus says the Lord, He who created you, O Jacob, He who formed you, O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine." And so each day Melissa has us looking at different identities that we have in Christ, and we have those because of the attributes He has. And today she says, "Daily we battle to recognize our freedom in Jesus. It's easy to call ourselves by our former names, worthless, ugly, broken, used, abandoned, or unloved. And upon receiving our salvation, we accept God's love and forgiveness. But instead of discarding the past, we take the old and hide it away in a dark closet in our minds, believing that it's somehow still a part of who we are. We pretend the old truth isn't in there, but every now and then we open the closet door and put on the old truths. We respond to old ugliness when others say it out loud, and we even find ourselves saying it to ourselves." Later on, she says, "Don't allow lies from the enemy to take up space where the truth of God's word belongs." And so she has a couple prompts here. She asks you what former name is hanging in your closet. And wants you to respond to that. And then how can you make room for Him in your thoughts, in your heart, and in your day? And I think that's something that we all struggle with, is holding on to things that we were, our identity before we were saved. And we think that we need to hold on to a piece of that, and that will always be a part of us, but it does not have to be. You are a new creation once you are saved. And so I just love that she gives you time to kind of wrestle with that, pull that out, acknowledge what it is, and then get rid of it. Make room for God and how He can change your life, and make Him the priority, and you can kind of move past that. Now, it's not easy by any means, but it is something that we can do because God's forgotten it. He's not holding that against us. It's done and over with and in our past. And so I just love this idea that you are truly a new creation once you are saved. So here on screen, I've just continued to color in all these different shapes, adding some layers of color where needed. And I will be adding some of this pattern. It's funny, this is not something that I do very often, but I'm enjoying it with this kit, and so there are some things that you will see I will probably use in most of my entries for this kit. Similar colors, this kind of background technique here with this pattern and the gold foiling. So this just makes it so it's easier and more streamlined for me as I work through a devotional kit. So if I'm not having to think of new colors and new designs each and every entry 14 different times, it makes it so I can get through it and get through it quicker. So, and with this devotional in particular, it's deep, and I will be doing a lot more journaling in the devotional, and so I don't want to take up as much time putting together the art part of the page. I will be focusing more on the devotionals. So that's just how it's going to work for me as I head into the next 14 days. But if I have unique things come up along the way, then I will definitely share them with you guys. And there will always be a wrap up at the end of the month showing you my entries for the devotional. So stay tuned later on for that. So I went ahead and today I used the Illustrated Faith pigment ink to stamp with. You guys seem to really be bothered by bleed through, and so I'm going to try to use that a little more often to control bleed through. And so since it's going on the top of the paint, it works just fine. I went ahead and used my Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen to add some little circle details, pulled out some alpha stickers, added those. This is another thing I'll be doing on all my entries is the I am and then whatever word it is for the day. That way you can kind of tie together all of the entries for this month. So I'll be adding a little bit of the washi tape. This is the washi from the kit. And then I've pulled out some gold glitter washi. I honestly can't remember where this came from, so I'm sorry. If I can find it, I'll link it, but I'm not 100% sure. I have it in a whole bunch of different widths, so I'm sure I got it from different places, but I'm just going to be adding a little bit of that sparkle and trimming off the edge. So I'll be adding this around the page. Nothing revolutionary for the artwork for this entry, but I did want to show you that trick with the stamping on the cardstock so that you could color it in. That seemed to really help. I'll be adding a little bit of washi down at the bottom here just to balance things out. And I just decided to turn the camera on and let you guys see as I worked through this page. I wasn't overly concerned about the shots, if I was in frame, what I was doing. I just kind of went with it and figured you guys could kind of follow along here. So I went ahead and cut out where I laid out some more stickers. I will link the Tim Holtz label stickers down below. And then here, I didn't have enough of my black homespun alpha stickers, so I'm going to take some of the white ones and I'm actually going to make them gray to tie in with this page. So I'm using some of the Illustrated Faith gray pigment ink. This came from the November devotional last year. If it is still available, I will link it down below. I saw it there up for a little bit of time, so it may still be over there at Dayspring, but I'll link it if I can find it. And I just smushed that out over the top of those stickers to color them. This gray is a bit of a warmer gray than the kit, but once I get it on the page, it actually is fine. Once it dries, I blot it a little off, and it seems to just blend in okay. Take that free sticker there, and that's going to become a tab at the top. And I actually forgot to take the stickiness off the back side, so off of camera I used my EK Success powder tool to just take the stickiness off the top of that sticker there, and I'll link that down below. Highlighted the verse, and off camera I also went ahead and outlined all my stickers with the Faber-Castell pen. And now I'm taking the Zig two-way glue pen to add some gold foiling detail. So I've done a couple videos showing how I do this. I'm just adding the glue wherever I want the gold to stick, and some little dot detail, adding some detail in the flowers, and then I will let this glue dry until it is clear and sticky. And then I can take some of the deco foil. For today's entry, I'm using just the regular gold instead of the rose gold, just to tie in the gold glitter washi a little better. And I started to use my bone folder, but then I found that I could just rub real hard with my finger and it would still adhere the foil onto there just fine. So I'm just taking a tiny piece. This foil would last forever if this is all you used it for, was for Bible entries like this, because it doesn't take very much to get some gold detail on the page. And you can see that sparkle there on the flowers and the little dot details in the background. Definitely not a needed step, but I like it. And I like this better than a pen because you get that really reflective gold. And that is it for the entry today. So if you have any questions about this page, be sure to leave comments and questions down in the comment section down below. All products will be listed in the description bar below the video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber and give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.